Complexity,
is he gonna get a
pretty
courier?
comfortable here. Oh.
Got it.
All right, just a point booster as cargo, but still a little bit extra gold for the team. Not too shabby. BKB also on the way for Razor, only about 500 gold off.
That was a really nice snipe. How did he even see that?
I think he just got lucky, didn't he? I think he was just rotating over that way. No, there's nothing that he bought from the side jump.
I'm awfully surprised about that.
They have absolutely no vision here.
And his positioning and his movement, he didn't go there to buy something. He actually just shifted over. Maybe he was anticipating it. Like, they win a team fight, they're going to go buy something from the secret shop. So I'm going to... If so, that is like a super next level play out of Razor. That was...
See Freak. Walks right into him. That'll be the end of the Enigma. Not much you could do there. Black Hole still on cooldown for another minute and a half. Smart play from Fnatic to try and make the most of this opportunity. While Complexity will have their big ultimates on cooldown. Song of the Siren coming up, as well as that Poison Nova. Pretty long cooldown until you get level 16. 2 minutes. Wow, it goes from 120 to 60.
Yeah.
That is quite the jump.
Getting that 16 is so important.
Yeah.
Oh, they blink forward, going on Swindle Mounds.
Here we go.
Great
Stampede in as well. That's a pretty good call down. Connects on all four. Song of the Siren from Fly will reset. They get the Tombstone now. Midnight Pulse comes down. They're going to make this happen. Swindle does have his ultimate, but can he actually get it off? There we go. Complexity taking a good fight here. They're just destroying Fnatic. Only one left alive, and just for a matter of seconds. It's a 1-for-5 exchange. Fnatic going way too deep in the base. Complexity didn't even need the black hole to make that happen.
They played that fight really well. They got so grouped. They tried to get the kill, but it didn't happen, and then, bam, Midnight Pulse, basically. That was just a BKB Midnight Pulse, and it was threatening as well. You never really know if the hole's going to come, and then they panic a little bit. The Midnight Pulse with the Snowball, it was like just as good as the Black Hole. It made everybody confused. It cut their retreat path with the Ice Shards. Like, the synergy in Complexity's draft here is so good. They took the one hero that's arguably very overpowered right now with the Naga Siren, and they fit it into all these other heroes and roles that nobody else has played. Everyone else was doing like Naga Siren Quap combos, which is good, but it doesn't have the teamfight potential of Tuskar with an Enigma.
Fly scouts out this triple stack of Ancients here on the side of Fnatic, pings it out right away and says, hey guys, maybe we should take this out while they've got a few people dead, steal some of that farm, and Ziz will come over and clean it up. Desolator, now on Moon Meander's Tusk. An item you see pop out on Tusk every so often, though, somewhat of a rarity. You'll see like Glimmer Cape, Blink Dagger, mobility tools more often.
Shadow Blade sometimes.
Yeah, Shadow Blade as well. But I like the Deso here. I think it's pretty good on Tusk and makes him much more of a threat. He can focus the weak ones in the back line, the Crystal Maiden, or even the Undying, who's pretty low on armor.
It's good against all of them, you know? Like, it helps you one-shot the Crystal Maiden, but it also helps you do a lot more damage to the Dragon Knight and also kill heroes like Centaur Warrunner, because they already do have some other minus armor, and it's coming from Razor, so
that's
true. It's a nice little item to pick up. Maybe a BKB would be better here because their combo is all about doing song stuff, but with the same thing, you don't want to put everything all into those team fights, because otherwise you see situations like just happened where your opponents might actually get a Rex on you after you use as you do a good team fight.
Yeah, Swindle just desperately trying to get level 16 before the next fight breaks out. Partially for the cooldown reduction, but mostly for that damage. I think a Veil of Discord may be on the horizon for him.
Yeah.
And that's when Veno has Ags, Veil, and level 16, there's this window of just how do you deal with that damage, especially if you don't have a pipe. It's just insane.
Yeah. You get BKBs, but as the game goes on, you've only got 5 seconds, and you still do a huge amount. Swindle Mounds needs to stay alive in this team fight, though, because he's consistently not hitting level 16, and it's massively reducing his damage and also putting his ultimate on cooldown for much longer than it needs to be.
Yeah. Poison Nova lasts for 16 seconds at level 3 when it's upgraded. Relative to a 5 or 6 second BKB, it mitigates a little bit of the damage, but
it's like 250 damage mitigated or something, 400 damage mitigated. It's something, but it's not that much. And like you said, the Veil combo is very good. I don't know if they want to Veil this game. I would almost rather see him get a different item.
Blink Dagger also pretty common, just so you can get in and kind of kamikaze your Poison Nova.
Yeah, I would rather he does Blink instead immediately afterwards. Veil is definitely a possibility, but he might want to wait a bit longer until the BKBs get lower cooldown. I think that might be the better solution.
Yeah,
because there's not that much other magic damage coming out of his team. Some from Tusk, a little bit from Razor, but it's mostly just himself.
Well, there's the Blink, so there you go.
Yeah, definitely the better item at this point, because now he doesn't have to worry about getting initiated on. He can just position better, and he can just jump in and dunk him with poison. He's 16 now, so it's party time.
Absolutely. Sweet 16.
They saw Moon blink in aggressively here, but I don't think they want to fight.
You know, one of the best ways to deal with the core Veno like this is actually Rubik. The null field makes a really big difference about against the Poison Nova. When Veno was getting picked up a lot, you saw a lot more Rubik picks, and part of why it was such a smart 5th pick here.
I think it's a good point. They still want these other supports, though. I mean, I don't think they really got that much value of Undying, to be honest. Especially, like, the Naga just counters them so well. That last fight was just so good for Complexity. They countered all of their Radiant abilities by Naga sleeping.
Yeah. And now Complexity secure a free Tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Fnatic pull them back by pressuring the mid-Tier 3, but as soon as they see TPs, they hightail it out of there, not really looking to take a fight. Z-Freak still farming pretty well, nearing about 2,000 gold after the BKB mech. Kind of curious where he'll go next, if it's the Ags, if it's the Refresher, or if he just decides, you know what, I want a positioning tool as well. Even though I don't really need it, it is luxury and makes my life a little easier. I still think I like the Ags best of all those choices, honestly. The Midnight Pulse is...
It's very all into their combo, though, and if it goes like that first sleep down by the Radiant base, then you only catch supports, and it's a complete waste. If you catch cores, man, Ags is the best, especially against a Centaur, but... It's kind of all in. It does give him a lot of HP, like 400 HP. That's pretty cool, and the stats are good for the Refresher afterwards. But
yeah,
it's not a terrible thing just to buy a Blink, and he
does
Blink. Go for it.
Okay.
I like the Centaur Axe. That's really smart. That's one solution versus this combo, because if he doesn't get caught in the black hole, he can just reduce the damage his team takes by 60% for up to 3.75 seconds. That's an entire black hole.
And that also helps against the ultimate from I.M.O. It's a small chunk, 4 seconds out of the 16, but still, that's 25% of the time where you're mitigating a fair bit of damage after the Poison Novas come out. I think this is a little bit of an underrated item on Centaur, honestly. I've asked a lot of folks about it, and it just feels underwhelming, but it's situationally very strong. Yeah.
If you're against a very obvious combo from your opponents, as Complexity have, I think it's a really smart pickup. I'm even thinking maybe is it worth it getting Refresher, because the amount of damage that they can block when that Stampede is up is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. So both teams hitting some peaks on their power curves now, and this next team fight will most certainly be explosive. All the ultimates available, and it is Fnatic that will take the more aggressive posture here, moving in towards the Tier 3 in the mid lane. Roshan is up. This is Roche number 2. So the winner of this next fight will most likely get to claim the big boy in the pit.
They may get spotted by Venom wards. I don't think they're going to cross past the vision. If they put a high ground ward, they're going to see Venom, and he just might die. Right. Oh, and they can also run over cliffs here, so being in the Roche pit is actually not a big loss for Fnatic.
This is Dire Vision right here. Maybe Fnatic trying to bait this out. Dire absolutely see it. They know exactly what's going on. Naga Illusion walks into the pit. This is Dire Vision we're looking at here, folks. They've got great intel on all the movements of Fnatic, and they will retreat straight away.
They get Mushi.
All right, just harassing Mushi here, but similarly, Complexity do not have much intel once they get to the high ground, and they're not going to chase for that.
Yeah, they're just trying to scare him, so no BKB popped, and Fnatic goes to their side of the map.
There's the Veil on the Venomancer, so he did go Blink Veil. Swindle very scary at this point.
The Veil increased damage is actually so much, though. It's like 25% essentially of the damage that you're losing in the first place. It doesn't quite stack. I think it's a little bit less than 25% when you do the math, but it is a lot of damage.
Yep. It certainly is.
The buff lasts a long time, too. Like
that was the most recent buff to it, right? That it now lasts a lot longer.
It lasts 16 seconds out of the 20, and I think if you cast it before BKB, it stays during the BKB. Obviously, in most cases, you don't take that damage, but then your BKB runs out and the poison continues as well.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So Fnatic, they still want to stay aggressive here. They're going to try to push this Tier 2 in the bottom lane. Dire have a glyph, and they are ready to make a hold. Johnny and Mushi.
Did they see him? They see him now. They have a gem.
Disability. Yep. Oh, yeah, it's on the Naga as well.
They know the ward. Oh, my God, he can hit it from the low ground. What the heck?
What? Well, that's a little wild.
He was confused, too. He's like, whoa, I can hit that? That's not normal. But I guess
definitely not normal.
It was close enough to the left side. Apparently, you can stand right there. And
okay.
Like, every melee hero has a very short range, so if it happens to be within range, then you can get it. But that was the one rare time when it's close enough to the edge that you can grab it.
Yeah. Oh, Mushi's picked up an armlet now, but he gets caught.
They did everything.
They hit him with everything. The Stampede will mitigate some damage. Do they have any way to interrupt this? They do. Walrus punches there, and Mushi ends up in the grave, down for 60 seconds without a buyback. Complexity march right into the Roche pit after that pick.
Yeah, I think he was dead no matter what, I guess. Is he going to BKB almost for sure, but his team was so far gone. He was way out of position.
Yeah. And now there's no way they can contest this. Not only with Mushi dead, but also the Stampede down.
Oh, they got Ohio as well.
Oh, no, the Malefice interrupts it, and this is definitely a dead Centaur. Can they even get another one here? Ketchuk Imba's nearby, but they've got the gem. Glimmer Cape not going to save you. Fnatic just crumbling all of a sudden.
They really are. They pick up a Shiva's on the Razor. That could have been an AC. I'm a little unsure about that, but I guess the damage potential of Fnatic is honestly not very good either. So the Shiva's gives them AoE damage. That's another cool thing. They can combo that with the Complexity ult. It'll keep people in the Midnight Pulse. And just a lot of armor, and since their damage is weak, I think it's a pretty interesting choice. It is occasionally a pickup on Razor over Shiva's, and it's not like they're going all in on minus armor, so he doesn't have to go AC here. But definitely an interesting choice.
It does synergize okay with the Veil. It does magic damage, so it does get buffed up a little bit. Some minor things here. Johnny initiated on by Moon Meander. That'll be a nice solo kill for the Tusk, and part of the power of that Deso. Also, he's got a plate mail, so perhaps the Tusk will be the one to get the AC. So
yeah, and he's already got the Deso, so yeah.
Just splitting it about.
I love that Moon Meander's just looking for kills right now, though. That's really good.
He does punch him.
He's got the snowball. Oh, he doesn't get it off.
Needs to be a little careful against KYXY here. He is running low on mana.
Oh, he could actually just very easily die. He's going to have to wait. He'll blink out afterwards. Oh, he went to the creep. That's smart.
Well played. Okay, he interrupts the TP, though, so that's something. Keeps the Gyro a little more out of position. Ziz maybe in some trouble here, but pops the BKB. Ohio now uses the Stampede to try and disengage, but Ziz maintains the static link.
He's
plus
so solo.
200 damage. Oh, my gosh. He is not afraid at all, Perch. He's hitting for 350.
It's like, I used my BKB. I'm going to get something out of this. I'm going to make you guys run away. And they end up popping the Centaur ulti out of it, so that was an aggressive play, and it worked.
Well, now he just goes right into Ancients. He says, hey, thanks for all the damage, boys. Nice Ancient stack you got there. He'll clear up most of it. He'll leave that big Ancient Dragon, but still getting some good intel.
So it looks like Naga's finishing the Ags. And this is actually the one time that I feel like an Ags is good. Like, I've seen it built by other Naga Sirens, but I was like, that's just kind of unnecessary. But this game, think how many times they start off the fight with a lot of complexity losing their HP.
Or even just where the call down happens at the beginning of the fight. They use Song of the Siren to reset, but the call down still do damage.
And does like
this
600.
Completely nullifies that. You can just regen through all of it.
Yeah, I think it's actually a really good pickup here because Fnatic's trying to team fight through this by they're initiating first, they're not letting complexity go first, and this item completely will counteract that. Assuming he uses it at the right time, but Fly is reading these team fights perfectly, consistently. And it's so hard to do while you're also playing the game.
KYXY now has a Demon Edge, probably an MKB, but I mean, Fnatic's not really in a great spot in this game. They're 14k net worth behind, nearly 14k XP.
I could see Rapier.
He could be in Rapier territory here, yeah. They're getting close to that all-in type play. They still have all their barracks standing, but
there's the smoke on some of Complexity. They're not all here, though, Z-Freak, but he's got a BOT, so he can be there if he needs to.
Yep.
No creep waves really in a good spot right now. All the creeps are going to die, so Z-Freak's going to be late, and they're looking to initiate.
Here we go. Ziz goes in first, but he does get counter-initiated on. Will pop his BKB, now goes straight on to KYXY. He'll BKB as well, but still some damage going the way of Razor. There's the call down, connects basically just on Ziz, but he's got the BKB on. Stampede's been used, but there's just nothing this Gyro can do. He'll be isolated. They also finish off the Crystal Maiden with the Walrus Punch. Now Mushi, he'll BKB a little bit late. Ohio comes in. Big damage onto all of Complexity, but they just can't finish him off. Ziz barely lives on a handful of hit points.
Ooh.
Johnny will finish him off, but the GG's call before the fight's even over. Fnatic know that there's just nothing they can do here. Fly will ult for good measure. Black Hole as well, Complexity on an absolute rampage right now, going 4-0 their day. They just needed to go 1-1 in both these series to secure the top 4, but they came to impress, and boy, did they.
Man, I'm just thinking of that time, that video of their TI qualifiers game where they ended up doing the refresher Aghanims Warlock, and I just know these guys are pumped right now because what a strong showing going into the end of their group stage. Like, they showed up, they qualified convincingly, but every time you see the qualifiers happen, you're like, wow, they wrecked the qualifiers, but as time has told in the past, usually when you get to TI against the best teams, you end up looking bad against them. But Complexity is like, man, I'm